Ladies and Habibis, we are going to introduction to you rising star of South Asia. He is very well educated. He knows Islam and Christianity very well. He done what they said he can. He is Doctor.
Alhamdulillah.
Wait a minute, what are you doing, Zakir? You come out, it's not you. Habibi, take him out. Sorry, there was some problem. He's Adam Sikher.
Hello everyone. This is your favorite Murtid. Salamul Masih. Peace of Christ be with each and every one of you. I hope you guys are having fun. And hello. Welcome back. Your favorite Murtad is live once again. As always, Monday 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we are here. We're gonna have some discussions. I hope you guys enjoyed our yesterday's video, which was out of the blue, and it was different, obviously, with Saint Murad, with the translation difficulties. Because if you look at the Quran without looking at the tafsir and the asbabul nazul, things are very different. They are so different, and how different? Uh, Saint Murad actually exposed that yesterday. If you have not watched the video with 40 translational issues in Quran by Saint Murad, you must watch it. Like it's a must watch. And at the same time, if you would like to have a free sample of his translation by Saint Murad, here is the link. Just click the link and download the free sample of the Quranic translation from this link. So by Saint Murad, it's done by Saint Murad. And to know what is in it, you probably need to go and watch yesterday's video. Very easy. You'll love it. You'll enjoy it. I enjoyed a lot yesterday by looking into these like you have to unlearn the things that you have learned to understand yesterday's video, quite frankly. There's a fair chance that in the beginning you might not like it, but then when you understand the concept what he's bringing, it is obviously a worthwhile perspective. Let's just put it this way. So with that being said, let me invite our guests of today's guest, who is always here almost every Monday. So let me welcome our brother Francis Boulay. How are you, my friend?
Hello, brother. God bless you. Peace and Christ be with you and all the viewers watching today. Here I am again trying to bother and bring some entertainment to your life. So, salam alaikum.
Awesome. Welcome, and I hope you enjoyed yesterday's video.
I did absolutely. It was a lot informative, more than I can ever expect and imagine. You learn. It's something new just comes out, and you're fascinated that why did you not think this way? So that was something for me too, which was really really interesting. But thank you for that, enlightening us and bringing him over. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. I hope you guys would always love it, and all the people who has not seen it yesterday, because that was not my standard day to go live. So now is the chance to go back, watch yesterday's video. It's very important. It's very good. It's very awesome, and a lot of people loved it. So it's time for you to do that as well if you have not. With that being said, let's start today's topic. So yesterday, when I was going through this live stream with Saint Murad, I had an epiphany. You know, epiphany.
Oh yes, epiphany, beautiful, brother. Yes.
So I had an
What
epiphany.
epiphany?
I was like, if we look at Quran without Asbabul Nazul,
Yes.
and we get a very different perspective of the Quran, then at the same time, if we ask for the evidence of the existence of Allah, there isn't any.
Oh. Um. Hmm. Well, I thought they were praying to someone, so I thought there might be someone there, but you're saying no one's there, so
No, I'm
that's a
not
bit of
saying
a
no
pickle.
one's there. I'm not
Oh,
saying no one's there, not at
oh,
all. But existence of the Arabic god concocted by Muhammad,
oh, right.
named as Allah, there is no evidence for him, for
Oh,
its existence.
that's a bit of a pickle, isn't it? Wonder who they're praying to then. If that is the case, what would you say about that, brother?
They're praying towards a cube,
Oh,
and on the corner of the cube there is a rock, and that's called the black rock or Hijratul
yes.
Aswad, the black rock, and they are kissing it and licking it and touching it and pointing towards it and circumlating towards it. But at the end of the day, the only evidence that you have is a pre-Islamic pagan paganistic ritual which was being followed over there already. And in that Kaaba, one of the pillar had the pictures of Mother Mary
Yeah.
holding Jesus in her lap as a
Yeah.
baby.
Yes. That's quite an issue because when I heard that the first time, I was like, how can that be allowed?
No, no,
So,
before. So understand that.
hmm.
Right
Oh,
now, I'm not talking about after. Okay.
okay. So
Right now,
after.
what I'm talking
Hmm.
about is before. So
Right.
even during the time of Muhammad, and Muhammad did not even remove this picture, and it says that on one of the pillar of Kaaba, Tamasil, Kala Naam, yes, Tamasil Maryam fi Hijra Ibn Isa. Um, let's just lose this into the Harkat. Fi al Kaaba Tamasil, and there you go. Let's just take this Control C and let's go to
Yeah.
translate.google.com and let's do this. And we will do Arabic to English. And it said, there are statues in the Kaaba. And he said, yes. And I saw the statue of Mary, in her lap, her son Jesus, embellished, and that was in the middle column next to the door. So imagine this. Even at the time of Muhammad and before the time of Muhammad,
Yeah.
Isa was revered as God, and people used to worship him.
Yes.
There is an existence of Jesus, and the picture in the thumbnail, which was there in Hagia Sophia, which they removed
Yes.
when the Muslims captured that Hagia Sophia and made it a mosque. They removed this, and in my thumbnail you can see that. And
Hmm.
and this is the same picture, a very famous picture from the Orthodox Christians era.
Oh yeah.
And the beautiful part is existence of Jesus has so many evidences that even the people who do not consider Jesus as God, they have to accept and acknowledge that there was a person.
Well, I think I would have to showcase for people. So basically, what Brother Adam here was talking about is a holy icon of Theotokos. So, as an Orthodox Christian, we venerate icons. This is something you could have a similarity of, or we have a second sort of an image that we use, which is another sort of idea of orthodoxy, and then we have this, right?
Yeah,
So
this
we
one,
have
but the baby one, the picture
yeah,
in the middle has to be the baby one.
yes. So that's how we Orthodox Christians have iconography in churches. So you're telling me that Muhammad somehow had an icon or an
Yeah,
actual
the same,
statue?
the same. Oh, yeah, kind of a statue. So when you talk about the word
Yeah,
tamasil, it
yeah.
can be a exact statue, or
Okay,
it can be a picture of a statue.
right.
It depends on the context. So when it says tamsil on a column, on a pillar, I'm assuming that it is a picture because it's on a pillar. like on a
Right.
pillar. So it might be an embroidered picture with some paints on it. So it might be an embroidered, embroidered has embossment in it. You can see, feel
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
embossing effect on it. So when you look into this, so most famous iconic picture is this one, and I'm going to show it to you, which was there on Hagia Sophia as
Oh, yeah.
well, and it's on the thumbnail as well. So let me bring it up. So this one. So you see,
Oh, yeah.
this picture is one of the very famous iconic picture, not my
Mm.
picture over here. So let me just move myself small. I just can't make myself so small over here right now. So this is a very common, picture of
Yeah.
that era, of that time. And Tamasil is usually embroidered picture, painted picture. Basically, Tamasil means idols or statues. Yes, you're right.
Okay.
But based on the context, it can be a painted picture, it can be an embroidered picture. All right.
Okay. Got you.
So now the question is, we have evidences of this person being present even from the atheistic historians,
Yeah.
Jewish historians, Jewish critiques, Roman critiques, Roman historians, uh, latest New Testament historians, and so on and so forth. So you can go into you know every
Mm.
aspect of it, and every single renowned scholar of the world, a historian or historical critique scholar, without a shadow of a doubt, will agree to the fact that there was a person named Jesus who was present at that particular time.
Yeah.
But when we look at the existence of Allah, there is none. There is none. So, how can a
Mm.
Muslim come to me and say Allah is the God where they do not even have a single shred of evidence to show? Because let me just give you another example. Yesterday, we were talking about the word ayah, right?
Yeah.
In the Quran, multiple time has been used. So if we look at it, how the Muslim scholars translate ayah is miracle, right?
Yeah.
And people were asking Muhammad at the time when Muhammad was there, hey Muhammad, show us a sign and we will surely believe you. Show us an ayah and we will surely believe you. Show it to
Mm.
you. Now, here it is. There you go. It says, show us an ayah.
بآية
So, ayah is a physical symbol. Yesterday, we have seen that it's a physical symbol. So, they wanted a physical sign, a physical symbol, like Moses was given a staff with which Moses could do certain things, right?
Mm.
Or some physical sign from some physical
Yeah.
miracle, right? Which people can see, which people can touch, so that people could believe that there is some Allah, right? you know let's pause this for a second, and let's go to Bible for the time being, right? So there was a guy who could not walk since childhood, and
Yeah.
his servants actually brought this guy to Jesus, and there was so much of a crowd around his house and they couldn't get him in. So they went on the roof and they dug a hole on the roof, because in those days roofs were made out of tree things, and
Straws and
they
stuff.
yeah they dropped him from the roof in front of Jesus, right? And he said, Jesus, please heal me, right?
Yeah.
And you know what happened was the Pharisees were looking at Jesus as well,
Yeah.
right? And they were thinking, and Jesus know what they were thinking, right? So this is a sentence which I which struck me when I read this. And the sentence is, it is easy to say, I forgive you. Then to say, get up and walk.
Walk.
Wow. You have to show a sign. And that guy got up and started walking. Like he started walking. So when you have the power, you could show some sign. It's written. A lot of people saw that. They were eyewitness accounts for this, right?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people were around there. Pharisees even saw it. And then the Pharisee says, this guy claimed to be God because he did a
Yes.
blasphemy. He said, I forgive you, right? I forgive you. Now, saying Allah can forgive or Allah will do mercy on you is easy. I can
Mm.
say that. You can say that. Muhammad can say that. But what is the evidence that Allah can do something? Where is that evidence? Where is the evidence that Allah can do something? All the miracles that the Quran mentions are the miracles taken from the Bible, from the biblical God. Moses
Yeah.
did some miracle. I will accept the God of Moses. Jesus did miracles and said, I am the one who forgives. I'll accept him. He's the one who forgives. So perfect. He said, I and my Father are one. Perfect. I'll accept him when he showed these miracles. A lot of people saw that. But
Yeah.
you know, when Muhammad said, my God, Allah, quotes and quotes, is the true God, and he is the author of the whole universe and the creator of the whole universe. Where is the evidence? Where is the sign? Where is the symbol? There is no sign. There is no miracle. There is no symbol.
Mm-mm.
So I don't know how a person who believes in Muhammad, who believes in Quran, what evidence does he has to believe in this book, to believe in this God, to believe in this thing? Like, what did he gave to them to believe? Because you can never prove the existence of Muhammad from any historical evidence.
Yeah.
You cannot. There is no Rokan scriptures. There is no uh, uh, descriptions written by pagans or Jews or
Yeah. There's
Christians of that particular time. There's nothing
no.
from the time of Muhammad. There is nothing that is in existence for us to see. Yet these people believe in this Muhammad, believe in this Allah, and they literally have no evidence.
No.
What do you have to
Because
say,
you're
brother, on this?
no. Because you're right. Because apart from like honestly, I'm correct me if I'm wrong. Apart from one thing that though this book is revealed like there's nothing like it is a miracle of its own according to Islam. But even that's not what I find miraculous because I don't find any other miracle, especially in Islam. Like specifically, if they talk about certain what do you call it, books, right? Gospel of Thomas, or something like this, and that we know that that book was written years and years later, hundreds of years later after Jesus, right? So it wasn't even like some sort of canonization concept. It was like everybody knew that this was some sort of a heretical book. The difference is that they're taking that and using that as a miracle, while we already know that that's been denied already before even Islam came to existence. So I'm like, I don't find any other miracle. If I'm thinking about all of these things you've said, I personally don't find any miracle in Islam either, or it's no offense, but in Quran at all. Like maybe there might be miracles in the Hadith, but if a primary source does not show any miracles, what other miracles do I have to believe?
Oh, by the way, let me add 2 cents here before you
Yeah,
continue.
sure.
The primary source Quran actually
Yeah.
denies Muhammad having any miracle. It says you are just
That's
a
the big
warner.
one.
We have given you no miracle. You are just a warner. So basically, all the people who believes in hadith and they
Yeah.
say we do not believe in any hadith which goes against Quran,
Hmm.
like this miracle hadiths, they accept even though it goes against the Quran. No miracle has been given to you. You are just a warner.
Uh-oh.
You know. So
There's nothing.
it's a very strange thing, and that's why like yesterday when Saint Murad
Yeah.
was doing the stream, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, I will do this on my Monday stream because it goes hand in hand with what Saint
Yeah.
Murad showed yesterday, and this stream goes hand in hand with that, and it does. By the way, we have Ubaid again. um, let's see
Oh.
what he has to say today. Yes, Ubaidullah.
Hello.
Hello.
Alright, so about your point of them being no miracles, there's actually in chapter 54, verse 1.
Okay, listen, brother, you gotta speak louder, and there's a lot of zoom type of noise behind you, which I cannot see hear anything.
Is it better now?
Yes, now speak a little louder, please.
Alright, so you said there's no Quranic miracles, but if you go to chapter 54, verse number 1,
Mm-hmm.
and it talks about the splitting of the moon.
Yeah, it says the moon is or was split. What does it says?
It was split.
Was split. Perfect. And next, complete the verse.
اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. The hours draw
And
near and the moon was split in two.
and next,
That's it.
it says more.
Oh, next verse.
Yeah, what does it says? Read the full
Uh,
context.
yeah, whenever they see a sign, they turn away, saying, same old way.
No, no, brother, no, please. Read the verse.
I did.
Iktarabatil saat. The day of judgment is near,
I said that.
and the moon is split. Now, like, tell me something. Uh, did Muhammad split the moon?
No, it was by the power of Allah.
Okay, so Muhammad did not split the moon. Perfect. So one thing is there. Here, somebody who is the author of the Quran, he is writing this, correct?
Yeah.
Perfect. I am perfect. You are with me. Perfect. So now the same question goes for this verse, and let me ask you the question again. And the question was simple. When I said Muhammad, there is no evidence about Muhammad. When I said there is no evidence about Muhammad being there, it means any historical evidence based on the critique, the people who did critique on Muhammad. Now, can you tell me that in the Makkah and Saudi Arabia, was there a different moon than the moon which was in Jerusalem, in Babylon, in Egypt, and in Persia? Are we talking about the same moon which everybody can see?
Yeah.
Perfect. So you're telling me that the big round object, which we can see at night, has been split into two, and Zoroastrians at that time, who were watching the moon and the sun and the stars and everything, and they were writing these movements, never wrote about it. Jews never wrote about it. Romans never wrote about it. Uh, and in India, these Hindus, there's a part of the Hindu uh, subsect or whatever I may like to call it. They are also very astrological Zoroastrian kind of things. People, they never wrote about it. None of them in the entire world had ever seen that splitting of the moon, except for the people whom your hadith writers actually claim that they saw, and that's it. So, how is it possible that a big round object, which everybody in the world can see, yet it was split into two, which was something really, really strange, obviously, and nobody's writing about it? Even though they're writing about the solar eclipse, they are writing about the lunar eclipse, They are writing about everything that is happening so that they could do calculations and stuff like that. Yet they are not writing about it.
Um, you have to keep in mind that there's different time zones. So at that time, not some parts of the world, it could have been. It could have
No,
been.
sir. Let me just tell you, from Persia all the way to Egypt, you kind of have the same moon and everybody can see the moon at the same time. Let me tell you something. That is why I did not give this region. Yeah, you can say in India, probably when Muhammad did that at, let's say, 7 p.m., around 7 p.m., India might not be able to see the moon. Okay, I'm fine with India, remove China. But, Persia, right next to Saudi, Egypt, right next to Saudi, Jerusalem. They don't have a lot of difference in time zone at that particular time. So that moon is there. And Babylonians and Romans, they were right there, 1,000 kilometer away. In 1,000 kilometer, neither the time zone changes nor anything else changes. So you have at least four civilizations around this desert who were great civilizations, not the people who were living in the desert robbing caravans. Yet, none of them are writing about it.
Okay, so I let you speak. So you're gonna let me speak.
I allowed you to speak every time. Why are you mocking me when I'm giving you time to speak?
I'm not mocking because you interrupted me last time.
No, I did not. I answered your question.
Okay, so number one was the point I already made. So in some other parts of the world, it would not have been nighttime,
What?
so they would not have seen the moon.
Repeat louder.
So my first point was it was not nighttime everywhere in the world, so some people would not have seen it because it was not nighttime. And my second
Repeat
point,
again. If I'm not able to comprehend what you're saying, how will I answer you?
so I said in some parts of the world, it would not have been nighttime, so they could not have seen it.
And that is why I
Then,
said remove
no, I'm not
India.
finished. I'm not finished.
So
So
don't repeat this because I already answered it. Move forward. Move to your next point.
okay, and then it says that it was rejoined after, so not everybody in the world who it was nighttime for them at that time would have been looking at the moon because it was put back
That
after.
is why I said
And then
Zoroastrians.
some
Wait.
other people. No, I'm not done. Some
No,
other
but
people
we
would
we are
not
going
have
to talk
been
about
looking
step
at the
by
moon.
step. So whatever your point is, finish your point, one point, and we'll talk about one point and then go to next point. Now you said it was in the evening. Yes, that is when the moon comes out. That is the time when Zoroastrians are looking for the moon and are looking at the moon because that's how they calculate a lot of stuff. So, and Babylonians, they are also the worshippers of the moon. So when the moon comes out, they are looking at it because they are moon worshippers, the Zoroastrians and Babylonians. And obviously, Romans were the people at that time who were calculating the lunar calculation versus the solar calculation to fix their solar calendar. That started happening from the 4th century. Go study the history. So they were closely monitoring these things as well.
Wait, can you
And
repeat it again?
you are telling me that entire civilizations, none of them seen it.
Wait,
Adam,
can
can
you
I
repeat it
just
again? I
say
didn't hear.
something? Adam, if you don't mind.
Yes, please.
I think he would also be quite enlightened by the fact that people of Ephesus were very much of a moon studier, and then because Ephesus is just above, what do you call it, just above the area where this all everything's happening, and they have the same, pretty much the same time zone because of the same line on the earth. Then second thing I think he would be quite fascinated by is the horoscopical study that Babylonians used to do. They were night watchers, so what, none of the night watchers could see anything. And then third point is Saint John of Damascus, who lived the same era as Islam is unfolding. He never wrote about that either, while he had night guards everywhere. So 3 points, none of them mentioned.
I'm waiting, Ubaidullah.
Wait, can you repeat what you said to
No, I will not
Francis?
repeat what he said.
No,
He said it in a very loud and clear voice. You should be listening to him.
no, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Francis.
Okay. Go to the YouTube, rewind the video, come back once you listen. I will not repeat it. All right, let's go back to our subject. I know he's a kid and he wants to impose as if he is, very highly regarded here. And because Francis started speaking, so he will not listen to him. You cannot come to my channel and disrespect my guest. So you're immature. You just showed your immaturity, and you are an immature person. But you do not have the data, and that's the stupidity of Quran to begin with. That if the moon has been split, there has to be somebody else recording it. So let me tell you the difference. Let me tell you the difference. Everyone, listen to this difference. A human being, supposedly, according to all the atheists and agnostic historians, was crucified on the cross. And you have so many historians writing about it. Romans writing about it, Jews writing about it. One single guy being crucified. And they're writing about it. They're writing about it. Political rebel. As a political rebel, he was crucified. As 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 a person XYZ, and he was crucified. But at the same time, when we look at it, that an object in the sky is being split into two, and you are telling me that nobody in the entire world has ever written about it. How is this possible from any standard? And that's the reality of it. But once again, the Quranic verse says moon has been split and the day of judgment is near. So once again, it's not a miracle of Muhammad. Moon has been split. An hour is here. Or you can say moon is split and the day of judgment is near. Now imagine if the day of judgment is near, we are already 1400 years from that time, because a major sign of moon splitting has happened. By the way, Quran never says that moon was connected back. You are assuming, because you see the full moon, so you're assuming that the moon was connected back. Or you have to go into hadith to understand that the moon was combined back or joined back. That's in hadith, not in Quran. In Quran, it's always split, and so far split it. It doesn't say it joined back. So at the end of the day, where is the evidence of Allah? What is the sign of Allah? There is none. You see this verse and you'll be like, oh my God, that is awesome. And that's exactly what I was saying. Nothing in the Quran that you can validate and verify by any means, historical standards, eyewitness account, or anything, except for what the Muslims are writing for the Muslims about Islam, and that's it. And that's it. Nothing else, nothing more. I hope this guy listened to what Francis said, because he came back. Let's see. Did you rewind and listen to what Francis said?
He can ask you a question.
Did you rewind it, the video, and listen to what Francis said?
Why do you keep making excuses to end the conversation?
Did you listen to what Francis said?
It seems like you're scared, mate.
Did you listen to what Francis said? I'm asking you the
Why do you
last
keep ending
time.
the conversation?
Okay. All right. So, and these people think that if they say, hey, you're scared, and I'll be like, oh, no, I'm not scared. Dude, I'm not a kid. I have a thick skin. Kids like you come to me every day. You cannot tempt me to do something. I know the devilish temptation that your Muhammad went into, but my God is never tempted. And hence, I won't be tempted by your rhetorical, stupid, idiotic comments. So please, if you're joining me, act mature, be mature. I gave you the time. Go rewind the YouTube video, come back, so that you will have the chance to listen again. It's a recorded line. Listen again, come back, answer. You, you will not get under my skin, man. You weren't even born when I was bringing people to Islam. That's how old I am. I've been on the other side of the business as well. You can never get under my skin. You need to understand that and comprehend that. The the earlier you will understand and comprehend that, the better it is for you. But that's the whole idea. Yes, Francis, would you like to say something before I continue?
Bless him. May God truly bless him and enlighten him. We have love for the person where there's no hate. A Christian cannot have a hate in the heart. So we give the opportunity for people to talk, but if they go towards insulting or degrading or dehumanizing human beings, we stand up for that. So if anyone insults each of us, or even no, regardless of what your religion is, if he insults anyone who's in the chat who's not a Christian, we stand up for them. So if you're gonna insult, that does not show anything else apart from you and your religion. So God bless you, and hope you come to the truth and come to some sort of a senses and guidance in regards to having a decent discord, not go abusive. So God bless. That's my message, brother.
Thank you, Francis. Appreciate it. And with that being said, if we continue our presentation, and because like I was very tempted to see this word ayah, like check this out. I'll also show you some verses now. But they say the revelation is a mixture of false dreams. Rather, he has invented it. Rather, he's a poet. So let him bring us a sign, just as the previous, messengers
Hmm.
were given miracles. Right? Very simple. There is another verse, Quran chapter number 10, verse number 20. Let's go there. Very simple again. And it says, and they say, why a sign has not been sent down to him from his Lord, from Allah. The unseen is only for Allah to administer. So wait until I am with you among those who wait. So now Allah is saying, Ya Muhammad, wait. Wait, I will give you the sign. Okay. I'll be like, perfect. So next verse will have some sign from Allah. We go to chapter number 13, verse number 7. Let's see. And those who disbelieve say, why has a sign not been sent down to him from his Lord? And now Allah is saying, you are only a warner and a guide for the people. No sign is going to be given to you. So here Allah is absolutely clear that there is no sign that will be given to Muhammad.
And
No sign.
that goes. The argument's gone.
But let me give you another one. It's not. I'll give you another one to prove my point. Another time, 2950. But say, why are no signs sent down to him from his Lord? And now Allah is saying, say, Ya Muhammad, the signs are only for law, and I am only a warner. Okay, so Allah, why don't you show a sign which people can see? No sign. A claim, and nobody saw that thing. He put a claim so high that it's so easy to refute. Quran chapter number 6, verse number 109. And they swear by Allah. So now the kuffar is saying, we swear by your God, the strongest oath. If a sign comes to them, they would surely believe it. Say, the signs are only with Allah. And what will make you perceive that even a sign comes, they will not believe? So now imagine when Moses was given signs, people did believe him and some people did not. But there are a lot of people who did believe him. And signs always works. Signs or miracles are not just for the people of that time, they are for the people of eternity. So that you would know that, yeah, that God can do things beyond the physical realm. And he's using an agent, a person, a Rasul, a Nabi, a prophet to do that.
You're right. Because when Moses was given signs, already in his heart he doubted that no everyone's going to believe. But what was where it said? If we read Exodus, for people will remember, for people will
Yes,
speak about the signs for eternity. This is how the signs were mattering. That's why when people were saying, people were asking, give us a sign. So because people were talking about this eternity with the signs of Moses, the signs of what do you call it? David and all these people in biblically, everyone was given some sort of a sign, right? But everybody somehow saw something, and now they speak about this. No matter, regardless of, okay, if there's any faith, any other faith I talk about, there is some sort of a sign that people still have a conversation about, right? But Islam is saying, no, I'm just a warner. You need to believe it regardless of whether I don't need to give you a sign. You just need to believe everything that comes out of my mouth. But that's not
that's
how
it.
things work. That's not how science are understood. In centuries throughout, we clearly have the understanding that we are people of sight, aren't we? We are people of watching something miraculous, something which is quite unusual, and we're fascinated by this. But you're just giving us a, like, okay, no, I don't need to give you anything. That's the argument which they fail upon, and I'm like, this is why the theology of Islam is unfortunately not having a leg to stand on, basically. So, yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And check this out. One more verse. Cherry on the top. Cherry on the top is, yeah, that is the cherry on the top. And nothing has prevented us from sending signs. So Allah is saying, I can send sign. Yeah, I can. Okay, Allah, then send. No. Why? Except. So something did, the except means something did prevented Allah from sending sign. And what prevented him? That the former people denied them. Dude, Allah, formal people accepted them as well. They saw them from their own eyes. They accepted them. And we gave Tamud and she camel. By the way, this Tamud and she camel is a apocrypha story. It's a falsified story. I don't know where Muhammad got this, but anyhow, as a visible sign. But they were wronged her. It's also telling a story of the past. Anyhow, even if it has happened, it's a story of the past. Allah has nothing to do with it, because now Quran right now nobody can see that it happened 1,000 2,000 years beforehand, and nobody knows about this area where Ad and Samud were there. No, there's no evidence for these two nations, Ad and Samud. But anyhow, and we send not sign except as warning. Okay, then Allah sent some sign as warning to Muhammad, so that at least people of Muhammad will not object at a later time that there is no sign. Allah,
Okay.
you can't show your face. Allah, you can't show your voice. Allah, you can't come as a man. Then at least do a very normal thing. Give a sign. The only thing that we are asking is a sign, because obviously you can't show your face. You can't show your voice. You don't have a voice. You don't have a face. Then at least show something. So my question remains the same. What are these Muslims standing on? I don't see anything that they are standing on except for a Arabic book. What are they standing on? What evidence do they have over here?
You said two very mind-boggling things right here. So first, it talks about that we do not want to give sign. We're just clear warners, right? That's what it said. And now, if you literally read your highlighted part, we send not the signs except as a warning. So when we send the signs, we send them as a warning. But here we just accept our verbal sign, which is literally a warning. Just accept this verbal warning, but otherwise over here we're saying we don't send signs, but we only send signs as a warning. Everybody knows that the signs are sent as a warning. Everybody understands there's a connotation for why people prophesy or why people converse, but they do not. But you're telling me that this man is just warning us. But what is he warning us about? Like just mere words? He doesn't even have a sign to stand on. So you literally gave me a mind-boggling idea. What you're highlighting here says something, but here they say, oh, just accept him because he speaks.
There are three different issues. Check this out. Nothing prevented us from sending sign,
Exactly.
but he already sent a sign and people denied them. So Dude, you need to understand. If the people denied you, even though you showed signs, why would people not deny you if you won't show sign? At least there were so many people who accepted your signs. The nation of
Exactly.
Moses accepted your signs. The nation of Jesus accepted your signs. Nation of David, nation of Solomon. Like
Yeah.
these people accepted the signs supposedly if you are the same God. But the problem is you are not the same God. The God of Moses can do miracles. God of Abraham can do miracles. God of David can do miracles. God of Solomon can do miracles.
Isaiah,
Problem with
Jeremiah.
Muhammad
Yeah.
is, yeah, I'm just talking about the ones
Exactly.
that Muslims agree and is there. Jeremiah is not even in Quran, right? So that's
Oh,
why
bro.
they, yeah, it's not in Quran. By the way, in Quran, Lut is a prophet as well. Supposedly, Lut had some signs and miracles as well,
Doesn't make
and a
sense.
book. Lut even had a book, amazingly. Like
Oh
this is
wow,
really stupid.
you're
Lut
joking
is
me.
no. Lut is not just a prophet. He has a prophet with the book.
Read a book.
Yeah.
Astaghfirullah. Lut has a book. That's the first.
Yeah.
You've got me
Let
speechless.
me. Oh, you have no idea. You have no idea.
And Lut
Like
had to prophesy what again?
Lut.
That he was
First of
sent to
all,
God.
he had he dude he had a book. Okay. 82 to 89. Hold on,
Oh,
dude. He had a book.
everyone in the chat, I would have to say, pray for these people. Honestly, may God truly guide them. Honestly.
Let me show it to you first. Before you say I am lying, let me give you the book. Let me show you the book. Check this out. How many? 22 prophets. Count the names, okay? You count the
Okay.
names, I will just name them. Okay.
Okay.
Let let it come here. Lut was a prophet. Not only that he was a prophet, he had a book, and his children had books. So not just Lut has book, Lut's children even had books.
Are you talking about divine books?
Yeah, scriptures, divine books. Al Kitab. Come on, man. What happened to my internet? Or what happened to Quran.com?
Someone's
Something
asking, is
happened to
Lut equal to Lot? Yes, Pierce, it is Lot we're talking about here. In Arabic, they call it Lut.
yeah, in Arabic it's Lut and it's Lot. Okay. Okay, verse number 81 I cannot see somehow. It is still trying to get verse number 81. Hold on.
Unbelievable.
Why? Let me go to 80. Maybe then it will show you. Show me. Okay, now it did show me. Perfect. So I'm gonna skip one verse from reading and go to the next one because 81 is where we want to read. So skip that part, doesn't matter. Now read this with me.
Okay.
And hold on, am I on the right place? Hold on. Yes, there you go. And how should I fear what you associated while you do not fear that you have associated with Allah, that for which had not sent down, right? Sent down
Yeah.
to you any authority. So which of the two parties are right and which are wrong? Now check this out. They who believe and do not mix their belief with injustice, those who have security and guidance. Okay, now who has guidance? Check this out. Now read the names.
Okay.
And that was our argument we gave to Abraham.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. From Abraham, Wahabna, and we gave him Isaac and Jacob. There's no Ishmael here. Allah
Okay.
gave Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Here it seems like these are two sons. By the way, in
Yeah.
the Quran, according to Quran, if you read, Abraham had three sons: Ishmael, Isaac, and Jacob. That is
What?
it. Yeah, exactly. Because the way it is written in Arabic, unless you put brackets before Jacob as grandson, you will see that it's always Abraham having three sons. In some verses, it will be we gave Abraham, Ishmael, Isaac, and Jacob, and so on and so forth. So, you will not see that Jacob was a grandson. You will always see Jacob as son. We gave him Ishmael and Jacob. Anyhow, Jacob. And we guided Noah. And we
Yeah.
guided before among the descendant of David. So before is David,
Yeah.
Noah. Like imagine, David is not after Noah. David is before Noah according to Quran. And Solomon and Job and Joseph and Moses and Aaron. So now you are at Moses and Aaron. Somehow Joseph is here and Job is here before Moses. But then suddenly Allah forgets. Okay, forgot. Like let's go to Zechariah. And then let's go to John.
Huh.
And then let's go to Jesus. And after Jesus, let's go to Elias. I don't know why Elias is here. But then Allah says, oh, I forgot. Shoot. Ishmael. Damn. And Ismail. And Elijah. And Jonah. And Lot. There you go. Luta is here. Lut.
Walutan.
So now Lot is here. Okay. Somehow Allah said, oh my goodness, I forgot Ishmael. So I need to put some names with Ishmael as well. So Ishmael, Elijah, Jonah, and Lot. And then Allah says, وَمِنْ آبَائِهِمْ وَذُرِّيَّاتِهِمْ وَأَخْوَانِهِمْ. These three words are very important. And among their fathers, their descendants, and their brothers. وَمِنْ and among or from their fathers, أبائهم
Abaihim.
وَذُرِّيَّاتِهِمْ and their descendants, and their brothers. We chose them and we guided them to the straight path. Check this out. Next verse. Zalik al hudallah hudaya, and we guided them. Guidance of Allah. We guided them because Allah guide whom He wills. And then Allah says, "Ulaika allazina atainahumul kitaba wal hukma wan nabuwa." These are the people I gave the book, the justice, and the prophethood. These are the ones to whom we gave the scripture. They translated as scripture as kitab, authority, and prophethood. There you go. Lot in Quran is not just a prophet. Rather, he is a prophet with a book.
We gave the scripture and authority.
And prophethood. So Lut and Ishmael, they are both the people. And by the way, there's a book of Abraham in Quran as well. Right? The book Al-Kitab. Ulaika allazina atainahumul kitab. These are the people we gave the book. You know, and prophethood. So there's a book of Abraham.
And
There's a book of Job.
Yes.
There's a book of Lut.
Yes.
There's a book of Elias. There's a book of Zechariah. All
Yeah.
of these 22 names and their fathers and from some forefathers and their descendants and their brothers, right? It's unbelievable how they're writing it. Allah is, there's a Zechariah Boutros, Father Zechariah Boutros. He said a word in Arabic which is like always pretty true. And he said the word, he said, Masturus Sakran Kotabul Quran. Masturus Sakran Kotabul Quran. Alcoholic drunk wrote the Quran. That's the translation. Al Masturus Sakran Kotabul Quran. Because like when you read the Quran, you just cannot think how these names are so mingled up. How these names are like Noah is there, and then Elijah, and then go back to Ishmael, and then come to Jesus, and then come to Zechariah, and then move back. Like it's just so mingled up. And then you have giving the books, and you have nothing there.
This does not make any sense whatsoever. Again, you left me speechless. It's like, even if I think about, okay, the story of Lot that we read in the Old Testament is in Genesis. We know the Pentateuch. Genesis is part of the Pentateuch, the 5 books of Moses. And now here I'm thinking that they thought that because the story of Lut is somehow supposedly in the Old Testament, they somehow make him a prophet and say that he has his own book. That does not make any sense whatsoever. Anyone can read Genesis and everyone can be like, what on earth am I doing? Like, why am I even believing something which is so much of a later source? But here I've got this earlier source that I can read, an earlier manuscript about Genesis, and this man comes in and claims that that's why now I understand much further why the Jews of that time, who were very, very strict on these things, were laughing at him. And that's why such a hatred of this community came, because they laughed at everything. They were like, "You're calling him a prophet?"
Exactly.
These people who are Pharisees, okay, fair enough. Pharisees and Sadducees, we as a Christian have completely different idea of them. But even with the Pharisees and the Sadducees, Prophet Muhammad supposedly would have met, they would have just chucked him out. They're like, out of it. What are you talking about? Because of listening to all of this, they'd be like, what sort of stupidity are you uttering here? You're claiming to be from God. You should know that the scriptures align with this scripture. And here you're giving us another idea. We have been thousands of years, we've been talking about something else. And here you come as a simpleton and you're talking like this to us. This completely baffles everyone's mind. Like, not only even Buddhists would be like, or like Buddhists, Hindus, what do you call it, Jainism, or Confucians, Zoroastrian, everyone would say the same thing. You bring us something here, we have already saw this presentation here. Why do we need to listen to yours?
Absolutely. So before I continue, Shabnam Khan, if you would like to have a talk with me, you can join my Discord. The link is in the description of the video. There we can have a discussion. So join the Discord and we can have a discussion if you want to have some topic, because you are not a Muslim, so we can have a talk over there. Ubaidullah, did you listen by rewinding the YouTube video? Mr. Ubaidullah, did you listen to the conversation? You have 5 seconds to speak, or I'm gonna kick you out again.
Shut up.
Do you think that makes me any less of a man if you say shut up? Okay, let me kick you out again. So the only thing that he has to come and say to me now is shut up. So the only thing that he has to say now after listening to this is a word, shut up. That's it. Oh man, I am amazed with these people. Sometimes it's just it like I feel I feel sorrow for these people sometimes, Francis. Like it's a pity.
You have to. You have
Literally.
to pity people like these, honestly. You have to pity people like this, because this is what our heart, sorry to divert the attention here, Adam. uh in Orthodoxy, we have a saint who I can't remember the name of. We talk about that if you could see their flesh only, you understand their rigidness. But if you saw the soul inside tormenting itself, being so fired up because of these blaspheme things that they say about certain things, and they're so aggressive, imagine their souls literally, like, you would cry for these people if you could see through them. And that's why my temperaments changed so much, and that's why I think it's like now I don't even see them, as anything. Like before I had anger, but now it's like I pray for these people more than anything, because these people definitely need prayers. And Adam, when you show them the truth, you're not even showing them any, like, if you were showing something on your own, I understand why people would be sort of against you, like some Christians would be against you. But because you show their own sources, you're not even showing anything on your own. So I don't know why people would get angry at you. And I understand, like, these people, I can't even be angry at them either. But I genuinely feel sorry for people, and especially, you're right, we should pity these people, and we should feel really, really, we should be in prayer for these people. We should try helping. And brother, thank you again, all the viewers and all the things that you do, brother, and all the community. That God bless you and keep you. this is a beautiful thing you do, but here you are still getting hate for a beautiful thing. Make that
No,
make
thank you
sense.
so very much, brother. God bless you as well. And Mr. Gain, why don't you join my live stream instead of babbling in the live chat? So you think every Christian is an ex-Muslim in Pakistan? You are such an idiot and hypocrite. Let me tell you, when Pakistan was created, since then till now, you guys have been a killing rampage of Christians in Pakistan, and we can see the news is every other day. So, Mr. Gain, so-called, why don't you click the link, find some guts, come up live, and have a talk? Because very soon you will see, rather, you have seen it last year. Your ulama were crying on stage saying 400,000 people have left Islam in Pakistan. That was last year in Ramadan. Then in January this year, your ulama started crying that over a million, no, over how many? 4 million, right? Or 2 million? Over 2 million,
For
if
me.
I'm not mistaken,
Mm.
people has left Islam. So, my friend, people are leaving Islam in Pakistan left, right, and center. The only problem is that in Pakistan, they cannot come up live and openly show that they left Islam because of you guys who will kill them. For
Yeah.
example, in Sargoda, you guys have killed a person. If you go up north in Sakardu, you guys burned a person who supposedly did blasphemy against Quran. So you guys over there are doing these kind of nasty things which are causing people not to openly proclaim what they're proclaiming because Pakistan does not give you freedom of speech. So my friend, if find some guts, click on this link, come up live rather than babbling in the live chat. This is your last chance. Afterwards, my moderators will give you a mute every time so that you could go and kiss the black stone of Kaaba again and again. So you will get the time to maybe type something and put it in the live chat as a derogatory comment. But as soon as you will do that, you'll get a timeout. So, giving a timeout takes less than a couple of seconds, but writing a comment takes a long time. So it's all up to you how you want to proceed. There was a super chat. Let me just go through that first and then I'll continue my topic. And it says Romans 16:20. Welcome, brother. It says a request. Please get rid of that kid. He's been to other streams as well. He's just here to distract and waste time. Uh, Forget that part, my friend. Other streams might work very differently, and you must have seen how other streams work in the West. They, but I work very differently. I know when a person is wasting my time, and I deal with them differently. That's why this kid does cannot do what he can do on the stream. So I work very differently. But at the end of the day, I want to engage with the people if they have knowledge, and I want them to listen as well. If they won't listen and if they won't refute, who am I teaching? I'm not teaching Bible over here. I'm not teaching some other theology over here. I'm talking specifically for these people to listen and understand and comprehend. So obviously they will come. These are one of my major audience as well. I'm teaching all of you so that your kids and you guys and your kids and your families and your friends will not go to this cult. Yes, that is a secondary purpose as well, and a very important secondary purpose. But at the same time, these are the people that I am approaching to, and I need to approach to them, right? So that is why they will be they will be timed out, yes, but they will still be there. They will still be here because this is how I work, and this is exactly how I would like to do work on my channel. All right. With that being said, oh, we have another Muslim, Red Kite. Jesus is second most beloved prophet in Islam. Okay, but
If
Jesus
he's
was
so,
not just a prophet. That's the problem. If he is a prophet, then how is he resurrecting dead people to life? How is he blowing into a statue and making them live? How is he doing these kind of things which only Allah can do? So he is
Exactly.
not just a prophet. There is supposedly something more about him. Why is it that Jesus is the only person Quranic acknowledges that has a miraculous birth? Why did Muhammad not had a miraculous birth? Why did Moses not had a miraculous birth? So you gotta think about these things, and if you have time, do come up live. And then we have another person here, Inchi. Second Jesus has arrived, brother, in Balongar, Hyderabad. Okay.
Bhongir
There you
Hyderabad. Oh,
go.
brilliant.
So,
Bhongir.
there's a verse in the Bible which says, my brother, do not believe in anyone who says to you that he that I appeared in a corner, in a room, on a house, because when the second coming will happen, everyone will know. It will be undoubtable. It will be a miraculous appearance where nobody will be able to say he's here or he's there, because everyone will be able to see him. How? I don't know. But it will not be like this hidden kind of a second Jesus kind of a thing. So, and then obviously this is a fake Jesus, fake person who claims himself to be Jesus. That's it. So how it will it be? I do not know, but obviously it will be like this. And with that being said, I don't know, when I start reading the chats, somehow my mind goes in a different tangent and it loses my chain of thought, because I don't prepare a presentation. I go in with the data, and then wherever the thing flows, I go. uh, and but anyhow, let's move
You like
forward.
to be free flowing. You don't like to restrict yourself. You like to be open.
Yeah, I want the flow, I want the spirit to flow with the conversation wherever it leads me, and I move into that, even though I bring a topic, but then again I move it into a particular dimension wherever we move forward. And and this is what it is. At the end of the day, like, look, we talked about book, and I just showed you that even Lot had the book. It's unbelievable how he had the book. And so, yeah, if people do not have the guts to come up on a topic, they can come with their topic, and they can
Exactly.
say, hey, I want to do, you come and I want to have a discussion on this topic. If they will not be, if they won't act like a kid, but at least give some references and talk about it, I'm willing to engage. But at the end of the day, like, this kiddo is not even listening to when we are responding, and he just wants to read an article. And I know these kids only read articles, but the problem is when they're reading the articles, they close their brain, they shut down their brain. And when somebody is responding to them based on whatever article they have written, they don't even want to listen to the person that responds. So why are you here reading an article? I can read article. I have read so many of these articles. So I'm here to engage with you rather than you reading an article, like 20 points of an article. Stop reading 20 points of an article. Let's discuss each and every single point one by one. And when you are not talking, we are going to respond and you listen. Because when you are listening, when you are reading, I'm listening. When I listen, I respond to you based on what you read. So you got to listen to me as well. If you are not willing to listen to me, then there is no point, right?
I wish they could listen somehow. Even you speaking like this, it's just going over their head sometimes with the looks of it. You have said this multiple times, again and again. Let's have a discussion. Let's have a respectable discord. Nope. They just no. They want to come tell you off. They want to disrespect you. They want to dehumanize you. They want to defile you. They want to call you out names. They want to dirty up the chat. They want people to throw anger at them so that they act like a victim. then they are perpetual victims. It's such a deep rabbit hole they go into, and they do not even realize themselves. There's so much anger and resentment within themselves, and that's why people who leave basically are so liberated, aren't they? Like, they're out of it immediately because they see through such an open prism. And that's why I'm glad that you say it, and we pray that it goes through here, but it sticks here. Amen.
Absolutely. Amen. All right, let's have a very short minute and a half long break, and I will be right back.
Hello Habibis and Sheikh lovers. If you would like to support Adam Seeker, please go to Patreon and show your support. www.patreon.com/Adam Seeker. We thank you all for your kindly support and enjoy the video. By the way, this was a commercial break. And also, please don't forget to comment and like and also subscribe. You know, it's free, Habibis. Don't be tight like Muhammad and Muhammad's father, Abdullah, and Abdullah's father. Anyway, let's don't go in there. God bless you all. Please go to Patreon and make your donations. Only if you would like to support. We don't force like Muhammad. Hello, Habibis and Sheikh lovers. If you would like to support Adam Seeker, please go to Patreon and show your support. www.patreon.com/Adam Seeker. We thank you all for your kindly support and enjoy the video. By the way, this was a commercial break. And also, please don't forget to comment and like and also subscribe. You know, it's free, Habibis. Don't be tight like Muhammad and Muhammad's father, Abdullah, and Abdullah's father. Anyway, let's don't go in there. God bless you all. Please go to Patreon and make your donations. Only if you would like to support. We don't force like Muhammad. Hello, Habibis.
And welcome back. And I'm sorry I took a little longer. I'm so sorry about that. With that being said, let's continue. Brother Francis.
Yes.
Our main topic today was the evidence about Allah. And, you know, if you go back into, some people would say, hey, in the Old Testament as well, God never showed his face. How will you actually deal with that?
If Muslims are arguing with me, or any other religious person will argue with me that God will never show his face, I'll be like, okay. I will take them point them towards Moses. I'll be like, okay. Because if they want a very concrete evidence, I will like, okay. So why was his face shining, and why was he hiding his face with a veil?
But Moses was a prophet, so they can say Muhammad was talking to Allah as well. We need to go beyond.
Okay, so they can say, okay, Muhammad was talking to Allah, and Muhammad actually visited Allah. But then why if that is the case, then why do we not have a sign that people actually talking about basically the changes in him? Because if people have constantly changed, if Islam agrees in regards to how there's nothing like God, but then if there is no change in the person when after they see God, what's happening here? There should be more different.
Let me tell you. In Exodus chapter number 18 and 19, what happened is people were just like people. They wanted to see God. They said to Moses, you listen to God, you tell us something, but at the end of the day, how do we believe you? We need to see God. We need to see God, and we need to hear him audibly to accept him. And then God said to Moses, hey, tell them, wear this, do this, and come in front and stand in front of the Mount Sinai. There you go. Let me read some of them. So you will see that people said the same thing at the time of Moses. And Moses responded. So even in the Old Testament, people saw God. So it happened on the third day. When it was morning, that there were thunder and lightning, flashes and a thick cloud upon the mountain, and a very loud trumpet sound, so that all people who were in the camp trembled. And Moses brought the people out of the camp to meet God. To meet who? God. And
Yeah.
they stood at the foot of the mountain, as it was described. I'm not reading the whole previous passage, but I'm just reading the main part. Now, Mount Sinai was all in smoke because of Yahweh descended upon it in fire, and its smoke ascended like smoke of furnace, and the whole mountain trembled violently, and the sound of the trumpet grew louder and louder. Then Moses spoke, and God answered with a thunder, and Yahweh came down on Mount Sinai on the top of the mountain, and
Yeah.
Yahweh called Moses on the top of the mountain, and Moses went up. Then Yahweh spoke to Moses, go down, warn the people, lest they break through to Yahweh to see, and many of them perish. Also, let the priests who come near to Yahweh set themselves apart as holy, lest Yahweh break out against them. And Moses said to Yahweh, the people cannot come up to Mount Sinai, for you warned
Hmm.
us, saying, set bounds about the mountain and set it apart as holy. Then Yahweh said to him, go down and come up again, and you and Aaron with you. But do not let the priest and the other people break through to come up to Yahweh, lest they break against them. So Moses went down to the people and told them. Let's go to the next chapter, chapter number 20. Let's see what happens. And it is said, then God spoke all these words, saying, I am Yahweh, your God, who brought you out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of slavery. And then these 10 commandments, and I'm going to skip forward. And then, and all the people perceived the thunder and the lightning and flashes and the sound of the trumpet and the mountain smoking, and the people perceived it, and they shook and stood at a distance. Then they said to Moses, speak to us yourself only,
Speak
and
to
we
us.
will listen. But
Yeah.
let not God speak to us, lest we die. So people listened audibly, saw with their eyes, listened to God speaking these commandments audibly.
Yeah.
So, you know, there is things happening even in the Old Testament.
Yes. I've
At-
just sent you. Sorry to interrupt, but I've just sent you also a beautiful picture of Mount Sinai. I've licensed that picture so you can clearly show it on your Discord if you want to just give a context of what we are talking about, what mountains.
yeah, this is the main Mount Sinai at this moment. So let me just show it if you want to. Hold on. Save image. And hold on. I have to go a different place to
That's
show
fine. No
this.
worries.
So anyhow, so this is what you wanted to show us. So now imagine the people who would be saying, hey, why in the Old Testament it's the similar? No, it's not. It's not similar. The whole entire community, they wanted to see, they wanted to talk, they wanted to hear, and they did.
Yeah.
God showed it to them. That's how it works. Faith does not establish because somebody tells you something. There has to be some testimony, some witnesses, some signs, some symbols. Faith is established based on experience. Otherwise, what is faith?
Faith is to have a concrete sort of an idea and understanding on something, and you completely devote yourself into something. Unless if you are easily manipulated, then you're forming into a cult. But if you're consciously making a decision on the concrete evidences, that's what we call faith. So yeah.
And that's Muhammad made up a story. Uh, Allah showed his tajalli on the mountain, and the mountain crumbled and it burned. Like it's just crazy. Like what kind of a God he is, that if he descends himself on a mountain, it's gonna crumble and burn. So if you read this the passage that I showed, fire, smoke, and Muhammad said, oh, the mountain was burned down because Allah showed his tajalli to Moses. And he just totally left the context out, that everyone was there. They all wanted to see that. Not just one single person. They all want to see that. And mountain did not burn. It's still there. You have the picture. It's right in front of you as a picture. So Muhammad made a different story out of it. He made an exact stupid story, and Allah showed the tajalli, tajalli of Allah. It's seriously.
Honestly, sometimes I do wonder. Uh, like, generally, hear me out. When you realize that Muhammad himself trying to conceptualize and give all these evidences, that's a likely put it, I sometimes wonder that this is not a one-man show. I think this is like collective sort of people who are just bringing this whole stupidity and its ideas and trying to give people another perspective. Because sometimes I do wonder, was it really a game of one man? Because on the other hand, you say he was a very simpleton. No offense, Muslims. You say it yourselves. Very simple, very lowly, didn't have any sort of an issue. And then on the other hand, he just sounds like he's got a lot of this perspective and wisdom that comes from God constantly. I'm like, is it though? Like, he didn't start anything until like later in the years, like in his late 20s, I guess. So it somehow baffles me. Could this be a one-man show? Could this be a multiple guys, heretical people just trying to form another thing? So I'm very conflicted.
Yeah.
I don't know how you feel about that.
Let it be like that. Let's just put it this way.
No.
So anyhow, hold on. Just give me a sec. There we go. Now we are good. All right. With that being said, Muhammad was multiple people concatenated as one kind of a thing. It's something that when you actually look at Islam by removing the Islamic perspective, yes.
Yeah.
Right. And at the same time, it is when you would actually think that you are trying to look for the historical evidence and historical critiques with the passages, and only then you can reach to this conclusion. And that is the yesterday's stream is very important.
Yeah.
Yesterday's stream is very, very important, because at the end of the day, yesterday's stream shows you from the outside of the realm of what I usually do. I usually stay inside the realm, inside the box of Islam, and then talk about Islam.
Yeah.
But yesterday was going outside. And that is why yesterday's stream was a little different.
Yes.
It had a very different perspective. And we were looking at this black box from outside and just looking at the text. And it kind of makes sense, quite frankly.
Yeah. Of course.
And then, is this the real Bob of Speaker Corner? Brother Bob,
No,
come
this
on.
is the Brazilian lady. She's a sister in Christ. She comes in. What do you call it? Sometimes I think she's also spoken to you before as well. So she translates languages, all the polemicist video into Brazilian, so to give people in Brazil idea about things. So yes, that's who she is.
Oh, that is also very important, by the way, sister. God bless you for what you're doing. I know Islam is kind of being manipulating over there as well. It's and they're manipulating. The Brazilian Islam is very different.
Oh yeah,
it's very, very different. I've been there. I've seen that. It's a very strange kind of an Islam that they actually present, and it's really really strange, quite frankly, at the end of the day. So we need, so Brazil, so probably she's translating in Portuguese, and
Yes.
yeah, so it's we need it there. We definitely need it there, and God bless you, sister, for doing what you're doing. Please keep up the good work and do that. So with that being said, the two important aspects is that even if we look inside the scripts written, you see presence of God showing itself, not just the miracle, but
Mm.
himself as well. But when it comes to Quran, like Muhammad never showed Allah to anybody because he could not. Muhammad never showed a miracle because he could not. So where
Yeah,
is the evidence for the presence of Allah to be there? There isn't any.
you're right, because Abraham could do that. Lot was Lot was talking about it. Uh, then you have, what do you call it? What's his name? Noah talking about it. These people were giving some sort of an evidence to people that something did happen. So a lot of people did bring the evidences in, but somehow you never read about Muhammad like showcasing God somehow. Apart from his dream, which we all know, probably mushrooms. But anyways, you're right, because Abraham was what we call it. If everyone remembers, Jacob. Everyone remembers. You just read entire Genesis. It's so much like visible, like God somehow is actually forming. But in Quran, when I now you put me another thought. Now when I'm conflicted between these two, when I'm reading, I'm like, okay, in Genesis there's so much accounts of God actually
Yeah,
showcasing Genesis,
Genesis
Exodus.
18, yeah, 18 and all
Exactly.
that,
And then you
20.
got on the other hand, you got Quran. Nowhere, because somehow things will burn if he shows himself. But then he's completely communicating with the entire population in front of Moses, and you're like, it's okay, so he can do that. He doesn't want to show any sign. That's what you can
Mhm.
first showed me. Then he doesn't want to showcase any sort of like pure. The literal warning's not even there. Like if I think about it, the warning's not even there. If I gotta be brutally honest and completely nitpick the whole thing. And the third thing you just said to me, that there's no, which you proved as well again, that there's no evidence of God somehow revealing himself in any way. He doesn't have to physically reveal himself, but revealing himself in any way. So
So
is Allah really there?
there is, yeah, exactly. So my question remains the same now. So from the very beginning to now,
Yeah.
my question remains the same. Where is the evidence? You want to talk about the
Yeah.
evidences. You want to talk about seeing what we believe in. Then where is your evidence? Literally speaking, where is the evidence?
No.
I don't see any evidence. Do you have some evidence of Allah? Please come up,
Mm,
click the link, show me the evidence of Allah. Where is it? Where is it? I
there is
simple
not.
question. Like, why is it so difficult for all of these people who will come up to just come up with one single evidence of Allah? Except for the Old Testament stories, Baba Charles, your name is Wasim, and I do not know why you are not joining the stream and presenting the evidence for your Allah. Instead, you are in the live chat babbling. So, Mr. Baba Charles, aka Wasim, it would be a better thing for you to join the stream and have a reasonable, mature discussion. Let's see if you have any guts. Shahid Khalifa, wrong. Don't say these kind of idiotic messages. Respect everyone as you want everyone else to respect you. So let's say, by the way, your name is Shahid Khalifa. I don't know why your name is Shahid Khalifa. You are supposedly a Muslim, probably. So if you are not a Muslim, I don't know why your name is Shahid Khalifa. Okay. With that being said, I think I have made my point, and
Of
I
course you
think
are.
we should be ending the stream. And because at the end of the day, you guys can come up any Monday. If you are in a time zone where 6:30 Eastern Standard Time is good for you, join in Monday. If you are someplace where 6:30 Pacific Time Zone is better for you, join Thursday. But at the end of the day, I'm here. Whatever I say, I stand on it. Prove me if you can. I'll be here. Prove it to me. If you can't speak English well, you can join Saturday, 9 p.m. India Standard Time on my Urdu channel. And then you can bring this subject over there and I will speak with you over there. Not a problem. So I've given you so many time zones. Like it's very difficult to have so many of these time zones, yet you will not be able to come and join. Right? Allah does not come into creation. Okay. If I can prove it from the Quran, because Allah was using the Old Testament, and hence Allah was in the Old Testament on this earth as well. Supposedly, his name was not Allah, his name was Yahweh, as we have read the scriptures already. So when Muhammad was copy pasting the stuff, he actually showed Allah on the earth as well. And the other location, he said Allah does not come into his creation. So there's a big problem in the Quran when we read the Quran, because you steal stuff from other locations, and then you kind of get stuck, because there's a kahavat, there's a saying in our language, चोरी नकल के लिए अकल की जरूरत होती है. Francis, translate that.
Um, in order to in order to seriously copy someone's work, you need to, or you want to plagiarize something, you still need to have some mind or thought process put into copying or plagiarizing someone else's work. So to copy, you need a bit of brain.
Exactly.
Simplistic.
To plagiarize, you need a bit of a brain, so that you
Yes.
could change it a little bit, so that it will actually come into, it could follow your theological understanding of what you are showing. But Muhammad didn't had that; he was copy pasting as is. By the way, before we go, once again, yesterday's stream, scandal in the translation of the Quran with Saint Murad. Please do watch it. I've shared the link again. If you want to download the free sample of Saint Murad translation, the link is in the in the not private chat, sorry, in my post. I have placed a post where you can go and download it. It was also there in the stream live chat as well, and plus in the post as well. So you can go to the post and download it. Let me share it once more over here as well, so the people who wants to download the free copy of the translation done by Murad, free sample of the translation done by Murad, there it is. uh, and this is the free sample. I think if you want to get the full book, that would set you back by approximately $10, according to Murad, what he told me last time. So not a huge amount if you want to get the full copy. This is a free sample that he has in this link, so you can get a free copy. If you like it, download the full version. If you don't like it, don't download it. You want to get some insight into it, go watch yesterday's stream, as I've shared the link already, to get the understanding of what it is. So with that being said, our brother Pierce Taylors gave us a super sticker. Thank you. With thanks, appreciate it, Pierce, appreciate it. Thank you so much. With that being said, that brings us to the end of this live stream. And Umme Fozan is always there. I don't know why she is there without. Faizan, I destroyed these idiots. They are there in my English channel and my Urdu channel. Your Ali Raza, your so-called father, fake father probably, uh, came in to have a debate with me on Trinity, and I asked him one single question, and he ran away. So then his minion came in, Shaji, so-called. He named himself Shaji, and you know, which is KD Muslim, right? AKA KD Muslim. He came in after a few weeks. Then he got demolished and destroyed. So you are watching the idiots who came in, had a very nice, reasonable discussion in which they got destroyed. Yet you want, come there, and watch it there. Come on, come on, grow up, little sister, grow up, get out of this stupidity, and that's it. That's all I would like to say, Faizan, because they have nothing to stand on. People who cannot even come up and prove the existence of their God, what is there remaining? There is nothing remaining. The God who cannot even present a single miracle to his prophet, what is remaining there? Nothing. And the link is there. You can click the link, come up and have a talk. But obviously, I know it will be very difficult for you to do that because obviously you have nowhere to stand on. Lorito Tube, tube, how do you pronounce? It's not tube. There's an L there. Tubli,
Double, double.
double,
Two.
double. Okay. Lorito double. All right. Thank you for your super sticker. Appreciate it. But I understand and I feel sad for you as well that literally you have nothing to stand on. And I perfectly understand that there's nothing to stand on. And I understand that. And that's the beauty of it. And I feel sorry for you. But, don't try to promote those people who cannot even come up and have a talk and prove their points. The KD Muslim took 1 hour. And at the end of the day, what did he say? Worship does not mean worship. Like seriously? Francis, his last argument was worship doesn't mean worship.
Okay. In Greek, I understand in the Old Testament and in the New Testament, I can give you a full example of the word proskynesis, which literally means worship. There's two kinds of worship,
But
right?
brother, worship does not means worship.
Okay, make it make sense. Like, okay,
That's what he said.
okay. If you're talking about respecting someone, venerating someone, and you want to call that worship, okay, that comes from the word worthyship. But the worship as a word on its own literally means worthyship. So who is the worthyship of who? Is God not worthyship of everything? Yes, some people are worthyship of our reverence, supposedly our parents, but that's literally is a form of worship too. So when you're saying it's not worship, it doesn't mean worship. What do you mean? Like,
That's what he said.
I
So
can take you
after
to I can take you to
after
Shakespeare.
the after the very end, he's like worship doesn't mean worship. I'll show it to you. Guys, this is in Urdu. So there's a bit of a translation that you will have to read because and I did the subtitling. So you guys have to read the translation. So let's go. There you go.
तो मुझे कहीं पर भी नजर नहीं आ रहा ना मैंने पूरी बाइबल पढ़ी भी नहीं
एक
है ना
सेकंड ये ले पकड़े वर्शिप किसको किया जाता है लूक 24:52
वर्शिप का मतलब तो रिस्पेक्ट भी होता है आप अगर वर्शिप का मीनिंग
वर्शिप का
देखेंगे ना
मतलब
तो
रिस्पेक्ट होता है कौन सी
हाँ
लैंग्वेज है जिसमें वर्शिप का मतलब रिस्पेक्ट है
नहीं
वर्शिप
वो मैं आपको बताता
आप
हूँ
ऐसा करें
एक सेकंड
मोहम्मद की वर्शिप किस दिन करेंगे आप
नहीं
Now, see, that's when I said, I was like, when will you worship Muhammad? When will you say that I worship Muhammad? Because if worship means respect, then you should say, when will you worship Muhammad then? So imagine he just got stuck. By the way, this is an hour and a half into the discussion. So I'm like literally tired right now. So I just took this out and I wanted to prove it that how idiotic these people are.
नहीं वर्शिप अगर आप कहते हैं इबादत के मायनों में तो वो तो फिर नहीं करेंगे
मोहम्मद
ना।
की वर्शिप बेहतरीन, थैंक यू। सो ये आप ग्रीक स्क्रिप्चर को उठा के पढ़ लें, कुछ भी पढ़ लें, बाइबल इंटरलीनियर पे चले जाएं। दे वर्शिप्ड हिम एंड रिटर्न टू जेरूशलम विद ग्रेट जॉय। कौन से दे, पीछे पढ़ते हैं हम, कौन लोग हैं ये? While he was blessing them, he left them and was taken up into heaven, and hence all the people who were watching, they worshipped him, and then what did they do? And they went home.
सर
So we
अगर
go to Matthew.
अगर
एक
वो
सेकंड चुप करके सुने, अब चुप करके
वर्शिप
सुनो,
कर रहे होते,
चुप करके शुरू करें, चुप करके सुन ले। Matthew chapter number 14 verse number 33. Then those who were in the boat worshipped him, saying, truly you are the son of God.
So, by the way, he wasn't alone. As you can hear the background from him, there were other people who were telling him what to say. So he wasn't alone. So the whole team was supporting him to do this discussion, and he came in, as a deceived person. By the way, he came in not showing that he was a KD Muslim. He didn't wanted it to go live. He didn't wanted it live, and I said I'm recording it. I told him I'm recording it. So at the end of the day, these guys are so deceptive. And there we go. Said, you are the son of God.
They all worshipped him, जो के बोट में बैठे हुए थे. They all worshipped him. उन सब ने उसकी इबादत की और कहा तुम सच में खुदा के बेटे हो. कहा कि नहीं
एडम
कहा?
देखें, एडम
देखें,
एडम
अब आप
एडम
नहीं अब कहानी
देखिए,
नहीं
अगर
बनाएंगे
आपको
आप.
मैं
आपने
बाइबल से
मुझे
और वर्शिप
कहिए,
दिखा दूं जहां
आपने
पर
मुझे,
लोग और लोगों की वर्शिप कर रहे हैं तो आप उनको भी खुदा मान लेंगे.
अच्छा जी,
मूसा को क्या खुदा नहीं कहा गया? यहाँ पर तो वर्शिप का
अच्छा नहीं, imagine this, worship की बात, we are talking about worship, and he went into Moses being God. So whoever wants to listen to it, go and check it out. Let me give you a verse so that you will see. Revelation 19:10. Revelation 19:10, very important verse to understand the word worship, and I'm going to show it to you. Give me a second. Revelation 19:10, and it says, let me show it to you first before I read it. John the apostle was talking to the angel, and he didn't know that he was the angel. And it says, then I fell at his feet to worship him.
Yeah.
But he said to me, do not do that. I am a fellow slave with you and your brothers who have the
Yes.
witness of Jesus. Worship God for the witness
Yes.
of Jesus in
Exactly.
spirit of prophecy. So now the New Testament, this word worship is very explicit,
Yes.
because when they were worshiping him, because he went, like, when if you listen, if you would have gone to my video that I was showing earlier, I was showing him Luke chapter number 24, right?
Yeah.
It is a specific time when he ascended, right? And then they worshipped him because they saw that it's not like, oh, we respect you now. Come, what do you mean by he left?
I'll give an example.
Taken up into heaven. Just let me finish that, and then we'll go there. So if you read Luke 24, you need to understand the context, because this guy was an idiot, and he was just trying to make an argument of fallacy. So if you look at it, check this out. Jesus appeared to disciple when? After the crucifixion. Now, while they were telling these things, he himself stood in the midst and said to them, peace to you guys. But being startled and frightened, they were thinking that they were seeing a spirit. They didn't even believe. They're like, Jesus died. How can he be back here? Right? Now, he is after the crucifixion. That's what's happening. And he led them to as far as Bethany, lifted up his hand, he blessed them. And it happened that while he was blessing them, he parted from them, was carried up into heaven, and they, after worshipping him, returned to Jerusalem with great joy. Now imagine, now Jesus is not even there. He ascended into heaven, and they worshipped him right there. So, like, who was it there respecting when the person who was supposed to be respected wasn't even there? He ascended into heaven. So they were respecting a person after he ascended into heaven. So I know, Umme Fozan, you kind of like these idiots, these goons who take the verses out of context from the Bible, and I totally understand that. But you might have 2 cents of a brain. You might be able to read the context. You might be able to see what is written truly there. Otherwise, I don't know. You might want to live in darkness. Perfect. Please be my guest. Live in darkness. Yes, brother. You wanted to say something. I'm so sorry.
No. Please don't be sorry, brother. No, literally. So I just want to validate people's and your perspective, literally just by this.
Strong's G 4352. Proskuneo. Proskuneo.
Proskeneo, right? Worshipped. I don't think people understand that there's such a big emphasis on Greek with the worship that people owe veneration and all that. So proskeneo, to who? Literally to God, like constant worship. So when people make an argument in regards to, okay, so supposedly people say, oh, why do you go kiss the icon? I'm like, okay. Do you know the proskeneo even talks about proskeneo in regards to worship? But proskeneo over here, this word, it still stands alone because it's pure worship. And pure worship is only towards God. So when people give you this stupid example, no offense, stupid. I don't mean to say stupid. Nothing is stupid. People can ask questions, but do not.
People can ask question. Yes. Not
But-
false.
Exactly, right? So in proskeneo, worship, their worship is literally falling on ground of him, right? They're kissing his ground that he's walking on, and you're telling me that they're giving him, they're just reverencing. It's just veneration. Yeah, fair enough. If you said if it's veneration, if it said what do you call it in regards to the worshipping style of latria, and supposedly what's I can Google this with everyone. If we say proskenesis, latria, right? Anyone can see what does proskenesis and what does latria and what does demisios mean. There's two kinds of worship even in the Bible, right? So that's where if you know that who is for, so venerating of the saints, so supposedly Concreto Theotokos in Christ, the psalm says, so that is venerating, okay. So latria is okay, spirit of truth, and then you have worship of the Messios. Right. Let me just.
All right. I don't know where you're going, but you check
But
that
what
out.
I'm going to say, proskenes, I was going to go much deeper, but I think I need to completely form an argument against it. But I hope you understand. Proskenesio in that context literally means worship God alone, because they fell. Literally, they were completely engulfed and knowing that He is the true God. So when He's giving you this argument, it's like me coming up to you and saying to you that no, I just love you, I just respect you, but nothing else, right?
Yeah, and that's the falsified argument over there, because in that particular passage it's not possible, right? If Jesus
Exactly.
was like, there's so many things, but at the end of the day, at that particular time I was just kind of uh tired and all, and I could have gone in more
Oh
detail,
yeah,
but he
I just
just flipped me. Sometimes when you are
yeah,
having an argument and someone will, like, after an hour or so, you'll give me
yeah.
such stupid argument that I'll be like, seriously, man, you just flipped. And that's what happened at that time. But yeah, that was a very old debate. It's like
Yes,
three and a
you're
half
right.
years ago 3 years ago.
I,
And
I just got it as well because basically latria of God only. So when it says proskeneo latria, so that means it will be okay, the worship towards God. And then we got the misios is for ownership, veneration. But there is nowhere in the Bible they will speak about what do you call it? When it comes to Jesus, it will never say demisios whatsoever. It will always say latria. So when you can steal tasbih, that's what Arabs do. When you can steal that from Christians, from Orthodox,
yeah, tasbih is also taken from Orthodox, and Muslims now
Yeah,
use
we
it.
call it patrimon.
No, you call it something else as well. What's
Yeah,
the other
we
name?
literally in Greek it means patrimon. That's what tasbih is literally, and so
But
yeah, they
there's
took
another
that.
word for that. Come on, give me the other word.
Oh, well, I know. Obviously, as a patrimon, that's Greek version of because I'm a Greek Orthodox.
Yeah,
So
but
for
like
me,
there's
I don't
another
know.
word for that. There's another
Okay,
word
I
for
can look.
that. What is it, guys? Come on, tell me the other word for these beads. Rosary. Thank you, Glory. See,
Rosary.
Glory.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's okay. Rosary. Yeah, rosary is different. Yes, rosary.
It's different. It's not tasbih. It's the same thing.
No, rosary is beads. Like we had
Yeah,
rosary.
beads. These are
Yes.
beads. Tasbih is beads in a string, and rosary is beads in a string. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys. Thank you so very much for being here. I think I don't know, last 15 minutes we went left, right a lot. But yeah, sometimes it's necessary. And Ume Faizan, come on, girl. Uh, I don't know whether you're a girl with a or a boy with a girl's name. I don't know that, but whatever or whoever you are, come on, learn and understand and open your brain. Get out of this stupid box that you have made for your own self and look at it from outside the box and understand that. Nothing more, nothing less. That's all what we are asking. So, with that being said, I request all of these Muslims to learn and understand their own scriptures. And once they learn and understand their own scriptures, I know for a fact that they will not remain in it. And once they do that, get out of it and understand it, understand the true God. With that being said, take care, have a blessed day, evening, or night, wherever you are. And once we close the stream, please put a comment, like it, share it if you like to. And I will see you this Thursday, 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. As always, we'll see you next time. Yeshua.